quiet of the night, when the cold winds blow, there's a truth in the dark where the secrets go. Every whisper, every crime, unraveled one clue at a time. What's hiding in the past? What's lurking down below? Only the shadows know.
Welcome back to the channel. Today we're re-delving into one of America's most chilling and perplexing unsolved mysteries, the Villisca Axe Murders. On the morning of June 10, 1912, the small, quiet town of Villisca, Iowa, woke up to a scene of unimaginable horror. The silence of a peaceful community was shattered, and the town would never be the same again. The victims were the Moore family, Josiah, his wife Sarah, and their 4 children, Herman, Catherine, Boyd, and Paul. Also staying with them that night were 2 young friends of the children, Lena and Ina Stillinger. 8 people, all bludgeoned to death with an axe as they slept in their beds. The brutality of the crime was shocking, but the bizarre details surrounding it are what have fueled speculation for over a century. Let's set the scene. The evening of June 9th was a typical Sunday for the Moores. They were a well-respected, church-going family. They had just attended the Children's Day program at their local Presbyterian church, an event Sarah Moore had helped organize. After the program, the family and the Stillinger sisters walked home. Arriving around 9:30 or 10 p.m., they were seen by neighbors. Everything appeared normal. It was the last time any of them would be seen alive. The next morning, a neighbor, Mary Peckham, noticed the house was unusually quiet. The Moores were early risers, but there was no activity. The shades were still drawn, which was out of character. After her attempts to raise someone went unanswered, she called Josiah's brother, Ross Moore. Ross arrived, and after knocking and shouting with no response, he used his own key to enter the house. What he discovered inside would become the stuff of nightmares. In the downstairs bedroom, he found the bodies of Lena and Ina Stillinger. Horrified, he immediately backed out of the house and told Mary Peckham to call the sheriff. When law enforcement arrived, they uncovered the full extent of the tragedy. Every single person in the house had been murdered. The weapon, a bloody axe belonging to Josiah Moore, was found in the guest room where the Stillinger sisters lay. It had been wiped down, but not completely clean. The scene was filled with strange and unsettling clues. All the victims had been killed with the blunt end of the axe, except for Josiah, who also had wounds from the sharp blade. Their faces had been covered with bedclothes after they were killed. Every mirror and piece of glass in the house, including the glass on the front and back doors, had been covered with claws or clothing. A 2-pound slab of bacon was found leaning against the wall near the axe, and another piece of bacon was found in a small icebox downstairs. A bowl of bloody water was discovered in the kitchen, suggesting the killer had attempted to wash their hands. A small, unsent letter was on the desk. The doors were locked from the inside, and the killer had apparently left through a door they locked behind them with a key. The investigation began immediately, but it was chaotic from the start. In 1912, crime scene preservation was not what it is today. Hundreds of curious townspeople trampled through the house, contaminating potential evidence. Souvenir hunters even took pieces of a keychain from the door. The sheriff, while well-intentioned, was overwhelmed. The investigation was further complicated by the arrival of private detectives, state agents, and even so-called psychics, all with their own theories and methods. This led to a flurry of suspects, but no convictions. One of the first was Frank Jones, a prominent Villisca businessman and a state senator. Jones was a direct business competitor of Josiah Moore. Moore had worked for Jones's farm implement company for years before leaving to start his own, taking the very profitable John Deere dealership with him. Rumors swirled that Jones was furious and had hired a man named William Blackie Mansfield to carry out the murders. Mansfield was a suspected serial killer from Illinois, believed to have committed similar axe murders in other states. He was even arrested, but his alibi checked out. He was reportedly working in Illinois at the time of the murders. Despite a grand jury investigation, no indictment was brought against Jones or Mansfield. Another compelling suspect was Reverend George Kelly, a traveling minister who had been in town for the Children's Day program. Kelly was known for his odd behavior and had a history of mental health issues. He even confessed to the murders on a train ride to authorities, providing details that seemed to match the crime scene. He claimed he had a vision from God telling him to slay utterly. Kelly was arrested and tried twice. The first trial ended in a hung jury, and he was acquitted in the second. His confession was deemed unreliable due to his mental state, and many believed he was simply seeking attention. After his acquittal, he faded into obscurity. Then there was the theory of a transient, a nameless drifter. The crime resembled other axe murders that had occurred along railroad lines in the Midwest around the same time, leading some to believe a single, nomadic serial killer was responsible. This Axeman theory gained traction, suggesting the killer would ride the rails into a town, commit a horrific crime, and disappear just as quickly. The locked doors and the lack of a clear motive in Villisca fit this pattern. However, without modern forensics like DNA, linking these disparate crimes definitively was impossible. The aftermath of the murders left a deep scar on Villisca. The community was torn apart by suspicion and fear. Neighbors accused neighbors, and the town's reputation was forever changed. The Moore house itself became a monument to the tragedy. After passing through several owners, it was eventually purchased in the 1990s and restored to its 1912 condition. Today, it stands as a museum, a dark tourist attraction where visitors can tour the home and even stay overnight, hoping to experience some of the paranormal activity the house is now famous for. Reports of disembodied children's voices, falling objects, and shadowy figures are common, but beyond the ghost stories and paranormal claims lies a very real, very human tragedy. 8 people, including 6 children, had their lives violently cut short. A family was erased, and a community was broken. The Villisca Axe Murders are more than just a ghost story or a whodunit. They are a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the darkness that can descend upon even the most peaceful of places. So, who was the killer? Was it a jealous business rival, a disturbed minister, or a phantom serial killer traveling the railways? Over a century later, we are no closer to a definitive answer. The clues are cold, the witnesses are gone, and the mystery endures, locked away in that silent house on a quiet street in Iowa. What are your theories? Do you think one of the main suspects was guilty, or was it someone else entirely? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into one of history's most haunting cold cases. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into the unknown. Until next time, stay curious.
In the quiet of the night, when the cold winds blow, there's a truth in the dark where the secrets go. Every whisper, every crime, unraveled one clue at a time. What's hiding in the quiet of the night when the cold winds blow? There's a truth in the dark where the secrets go. Every whisper, every crime, unraveled one clue at a time. What's hiding in the past? What's lurking down below? Only the shadows know. In the quiet of the night, when the cold winds blow, there's a truth in the dark where the secrets go. Every whisper, every crime, unraveled one clue at a time. What's hiding in the past? What's lurking down below? Only the shadows